It's not when he wins something. It's not when he posts a photo that makes other people jealous. It's not when he finally becomes impressive. It usually starts much smaller and much quieter. A moment when nothing special happens, but something shifts. She notices she can breathe differently around him. Not happier, not excited, just less guarded. Most men think emotional attachment grows from what they provide. Status, security, consistency, results. That belief feels logical. It's also where most of them lose without realizing it. Because women don't emotionally attach to outcomes. They attach to internal states. And those states are shaped by how a man makes her feel when nothing is being gained. Early on, this gets misread. A woman laughs easily. She opens up fast. She shares personal stories. The man assumes attraction is already locked in. But that's not attachment. That's curiosity mixed with safety. Attachment comes later, and it comes with cost. The first step is not desire, it's permission. Permission for her nervous system to stand down. Permission to stop scanning for threat. Permission to exist without performance. This is where things get uncomfortable, because safety isn't created by being nice. It's created by being steady under pressure. Most men are calm when things are calm. Very few stay grounded when tension enters the room. Watch what happens when plans change, when she's late, when she's quiet, when she's upset but doesn't explain why. This is where attachment either forms or dies. If he tightens, if he demands clarity, if he gets sarcastic, if he withdraws to regain control. Her body notes it, even if her mind excuses it. She learns something important. Being close to him requires management. That lesson doesn't create attachment. It creates distance disguised as peace. Women bond to men they don't have to emotionally babysit. Men whose mood doesn't hinge on reassurance. Men who don't punish uncertainty with coldness. This doesn't mean being passive. It means being regulated. A man who stays himself when she isn't okay becomes a reference point. Not a rescuer, not a hero, a constant. That constancy creates something dangerous, emotional gravity. She starts orienting around him without deciding to. Her body checks his reactions before making choices. His presence becomes a baseline. This is where men start getting confused. Because nothing dramatic happened. There was no declaration, no big emotional moment. Yet she feels closer, more invested, more affected. Attachment grows quietly because it's not an emotion. It's a pattern. Another misread moment happens here. She challenges him, not loudly, not directly. Small tests, late replies, changing tone, contradicting him lightly, withholding enthusiasm. Not manipulation, calibration. She's checking if his stability is real or situational. Men who panic here fail without knowing. They over-explain. They seek reassurance. They ask where they stand. Those questions feel honest. They also shift weight onto her. Now she's responsible for his sense of security. Now she has to manage his uncertainty. Now closeness has a cost. Attachment doesn't survive that trade. The men she bonds to don't chase clarity. They let time reveal it. They don't push for definition. They allow ambiguity without collapsing. That doesn't mean indifference. It means self-containment. There's a difference women feel immediately. Emotional attachment deepens when she feels seen without being exposed, understood without being analyzed, held without being controlled. Most men listen to respond. The men women attach to listen to understand. And then they don't weaponize what they learn. This matters more than it sounds. When a woman shares something vulnerable, and it later gets used in an argument, something closes inside her. Not trust, attachment. She learns intimacy creates leverage, and leverage kills safety. Men often think being emotionally open creates bonding. It doesn't. How you handle what she opens creates bonding. There's another layer men miss: emotional aliveness. Women don't attach to men who are always agreeable. They attach to men who make them feel awake. This isn't chaos, it's contrast. A man with clear opinions, clear boundaries, clear standards, not rigid, but anchored. When he disagrees without hostility, when he says no without guilt, when he doesn't bend to be liked, she feels something sharpen. Because emotional safety isn't about softness, it's about reliability under friction. This is why performative kindness backfires. It feels hollow, predictable, negotiated. Attachment forms when kindness isn't traded for approval. Now, the cost increases. Once attachment begins, she becomes more sensitive to emotional shifts. Small changes feel larger, absence feels louder, inconsistency hits deeper. Men often misinterpret this as neediness. It's not. It's investment reacting to instability. When a woman is emotionally attached, she doesn't want intensity. She wants continuity. The men who keep her attached don't escalate. They don't flood her with effort. They don't lock things down prematurely. They keep the emotional temperature stable. This frustrates men who believe effort equals value. Because here, effort that feels anxious reduces value. Women attach to men whose attention feels chosen, not compulsive. There's a quiet loss that happens mid-attachment. She starts adjusting her expectations downward to maintain harmony. She lets things slide. She self-edits, not because she's weak, because attachment makes conflict feel risky. This is where men either deepen the bond or poison it. If he notices her shrinking and addresses it calmly, she feels protected. If he benefits from it, she feels unsafe without knowing why. Attachment survives honesty. It dies under convenience. Late-stage attachment isn't about romance. It's about identity. She starts seeing herself differently around him. More relaxed, more expressive, or more careful, more muted, more controlled. Women stay emotionally attached to men who allow them to expand, not men who require compression. This isn't about encouragement, it's about space. A man who doesn't compete with her emotions, who doesn't take her moods personally, who doesn't frame her inner world as a problem to solve. He becomes somewhere she can rest. That rest becomes addictive, not because he's perfect, but because her nervous system doesn't have to armor up. Men often think attachment makes women compliant. It doesn't. It makes them invested. An investment brings fear. Fear of loss, fear of disruption, fear of destabilizing what feels rare. This is why emotionally attached women may tolerate things they shouldn't. Not because they don't see the issue, but because attachment raises the cost of leaving. This is where power quietly shifts. A man who understands this doesn't exploit it. He stabilizes it, because emotional attachment isn't fragile, it's heavy, and mishandling weight breaks things. Near the end, attachment reveals its final test. Consistency over time, not intensity, not promises, not future talk, patterns. How he shows up when bored, when stressed, when distracted, when nothing is being earned. This is where illusion collapses. If his presence was a performance, it fades. If it was a posture, it holds. Women don't stay attached to potential. They stay attached to predictability that feels alive. The final truth most men avoid is this. Women don't emotionally attach because a man makes them happy. They attach because he makes them feel like themselves without defense. That feeling is rare, and once experienced, it changes the bar forever. Even if she leaves, she doesn't forget, and that's the part most men don't realize. Emotional attachment doesn't guarantee staying, it guarantees comparison. Every man after is measured against how safe, seen, and emotionally awake she once felt. That's the cost, and the quiet power. The question isn't how to create attachment. It's whether you can carry the responsibility once it forms, and most men never ask that until it's already gone.